Who is Randy? Don't bring anyone mother into this. Yo, mom in the fucking stand!
Are you ready to do what I asked you to do?
Yeah.
All right, this is what I was telling you. I don't know why I agreed to do this. This was my idea.
Oh, shit.
You agreed with yourself to
I
do
agreed
this.
with myself to do this. But the reason I think I did it because I actually, when you like someone, you don't mind feeling vulnerable around them.
Oh, Christ.
And all I do
What's
is make
happening?
fun of people. You know, we make fun
Right.
of people. So I feel like this could be so embarrassing, but you know, I'm just going to go for it.
Oh, Christ.
I asked Sean to pull my audition.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. I'm embarrassed
I'm
already.
so embarrassed right now. I'm shaking.
Oh, shit.
So-
You're actually blushing.
I am. It's mortifying.
Oh, I can't watch.
See?
No, it's so painful to watch these things.
I know, but
Not that you probably did great.
I don't know. I did actually.
Auditions are so
I
hard.
wish we had a telestrator for this.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on.
So embarrassing. When I did
Do you do a lot of auditions?
not a lot, but sometimes if I like it, yeah.
Do you know what we
mortifying.
do? My sister's an actor,
Yeah.
and so what we do when we run auditions is we always have a note out in the lobby that just lets people know you're coming into a friendly room.
That's nice.
We're like, we just let them know that, hey, if you want to try some things, like whatever you want to do is cool with us. Because I just when I have to audition people, I feel like the biggest jerk in the world because
Yeah.
it's just one person after another coming in and we just destroy their dreams.
It's
one after the
brutal. It can be. I mean, I've
feel
prepared auditions where I've had to prepare characters and sketches and things,
Yeah.
and the casting person will be typing the entire time, and I'm like, I spent
that's
like
awful.
a week preparing these. You know,
We don't
I've
let
had
anybody do that.
Yeah.
I've had somebody. I've had somebody read emails as I was auditioning
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, this is my
that's
version.
nice that you do that.
Julia.
Oh, I thought that was you. That was your
No,
audition.
This is my version, though.
Good morning, Julia.
This is my good morning, Julia.
Oh
okay?
God, I'm so embarrassed.
Okay, so the reason I asked him to do this is because Sean actually, one thing that never happens when you audition for anything is that you talk to the director afterwards and he tells you about the audition. You know what I mean?
Right.
How it went.
Right. Very. You don't get to hear any
You
feedback
never hear
normally.
anything.
It's just silent
Well,
radio
and
silence.
by the way, to be clear, that's what's so brutal about
Yeah.
auditioning is that you have to go in for, and you can't blow it off. You have to go in prepared if you want to have a shot at it. And so often on our side of it, we're looking for something really specific. So more often than not, as soon as somebody walks in the door, you're like, oh,
Not
like
right.
You just know they're
Right.
not quite right. And every now and then somebody will surprise you, and you'll go, oh, okay, this isn't what we had in mind, but this is different and this is cool. But it really is. I told my sister, I said, you need to be a reader at auditions. It'll take the pressure off because you just see one person after another coming in. And the best thing you can know going in, especially for the colder the audition is just know you're not getting it. Just go in just knowing this, I'm not getting this.
Right.
And just
Who gives a shit?
don't be nervous. Just have a good time with it. And because if you do, you do. And you know, but
That's,
it's rough. It is rough.
It's terrible. And that's interesting what Joe Rogan, when I just did his podcast a couple weeks back, was saying you just can't really give a shit when you go in for auditions.
Auditions.
Like for Fear Factor, he kind of went in, he was saying as a joke. He's like,
said
is
it
this
hurt, it was
real?
stupid, yeah.
Yeah, and he was kind of shitting on it, and they're like, you're the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing is too, it's like you even talking to Sean about this movie, like right before I would, read the script and he would give me some insight about like another character. Like, oh yeah, but the person who plays that should be like this. And I was like, I didn't even pick up on that. I read your script and I thought that this part should be played by this type of actor. And he was like, well, no, because blah, blah, blah. But hearing that insight about that totally made me go like, oh, see, like I didn't even know how that part should be played.
Did you go method on set?
I was very people
in
couldn't even talk
character
to
the
me.
whole time?
Okay,
Yeah,
you ready?
he wore that jacket the whole time.
This is okay.
God.
So I think this is my original.
Oh my
audition.
God, I can't. Can I
Okay.
leave and
Are
come
you really
back?
gonna leave?
No, you're gonna
I'm
love
so
this. You're gonna love.
embarrassed.
What are you embarrassed
It's
for?
I know,
It's
because I
embarrassing.
feel your.
I'm all right.
Yeah,
All right,
like
here
I
we-
get it.
All right, here we
Oh
go.
fuck.
You dragged us halfway across town to see this shithole?
Wait, just have a little vision. I mean, once we expose the
can't.
hardwoods, clean open concept in the kitchen, maybe a pergola over the patio.
What's with you guys and pergolas? They don't keep the sun off you. It's like a bunch of stripy shadow. Everyone's still hot.
Guys, look at that play structure in the back, and the schools here are fantastic. And if you have a baby, I mean, when you have a baby, we are having a baby. We are having a baby.
She's manifesting to the universe something she does now. I say if the universe gave a shit about what we wanted, it wouldn't have me paying out of the ass for in vitro. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. You know I'm just playing. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Hey, I know. If this place is so great, why don't you guys move it?
It's not bad, Tom.
No.
I'm not mortified.
But this was what was wrong, though, right? This was
No,
the bad
well,
one?
Oh, Tom.
No, we talked about this.
we talked about this.
We
Yeah.
talked
So
about this.
here's the.
Oh my God, I'm
Well,
so
first of all,
uncomfortable.
here's the other thing that's
uncomfortable,
funny
too.
about that a lot of people don't realize about auditions too is
Yeah.
that as the writers, you're hearing people do the dialogue, and they're always doing sort of like the longest version of the scene. And when you read a lot of people, it really helps you to cut down the scenes and figure out what to keep and what to let go of. But the poor actors, they've had to go and do like the longest, most tedious version of
Sure,
the scene
sure.
possible. So that's part of what we're seeing here too. But no, so to give you some some insight on this, I was on Skype while he was doing this, and it wasn't bad. There was nothing bad about it. But there was a problem with it.
Yeah.
And the problem was he wasn't warmly sociopathic. No, you know what it was? It was missing.
right. His
I almost
jeans
spit that
were.
everywhere.
Were his
missing.
jeans loose?
It was missing his low resting heart rate. That is what it was missing because
Right.
he had. But if you watch what he's doing, he's good. He's funny, but he's just like he's trying harder than he tries
is
when
required.
we see. Because what I really responded to when I saw his stand-up was I liked this kind of leaned back that he would say kind of sometimes outrageous things, but just say I'm like, all right, I just said that, so what?
Right.
And then when he came in for the audition, he was more like here, like just sort of laying into it. And I was like, oh, shoot. But I didn't know because you haven't been in anything else.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any frame of reference. Is this just a choice or can he not do that low
Yeah.
resting heart rate thing?
My low resting, my
Well,
serial killer acting
And
skills.
plus, I mean, I've never been in a movie. Oh, no, I haven't. But I guess film acting too. I mean, your head is huge, so minimal acting, right? Like you have to kind of play it smaller than you would if you were on stage.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, depending on what you're doing. Sometimes you got to go the other way because sometimes, I think with this guy, yeah, he had to be bold without seeming like he was making an effort to be bold.
Right.
Because also his character is a little bit dominated by his wife in places.
Right.
So he had to be, that guy who is just kind of that sort of devil may care guy. But when he does care is when he just doesn't want to piss off his wife.
Wow.
Oh, for my girls, Linda,
Hi.
Kim, and Ellie, and their
Please.
wonderful husbands, and Russ.
Oh, there's
All right, Kenny, don't go busting my balls on Turkey Day.
Okay. It's hard to watch.
I can't do it anymore.
That's-
Please,
thanks.
Tom.
She's asking me to stop.
Well, because I know what that is. I've done these. It's fucking mortifying.
I know. The thing is, like even asking you to send
God.
these, which I'm so happy you did, I started to get that thing of like, what if every audition I've ever done could be accessed?
No.
How embarrassing would it be to showcase all your auditions?
Oh,
Because this is one where ultimately it worked out, right?
Yeah.
Because like I booked a job. But I think about all the ones I went on where you walk out and you're like, oh my God, that was so bad. Like when you
Well,
know it's bad.
And what is that? What is that in our brains anyway that does that to ourselves? Where it's like you're doing this thing, you're putting yourself out there, you're being bold, you're taking chances. That's the only way you're getting anywhere near anything that big in this world. But we're so mortified by all of that.
I think you know what it is. It's like I say for this, it's like you feel like you're when I'm showing this that I'm showing something where I was trying.
Yeah.
And sometimes the truth is we all have these standards where you want to be seen as great.
Without
perfect.
effortlessly
Yes.
great.
So you want to be like, oh, you want to see my audition, and someone sees it, and you want to feel like everyone's gonna be like, that's amazing. And anytime it's not that, you kind of are a little bit, depending on how far from that it is, embarrassed by it.
Yeah,
because you want
yeah.
it to be good. I mean, for stand up,
Oh God.
we at least get to showcase
I would
that
hate
one
to
time
see
where we
that.
prepare, and it's months of like preparing, and you show that. And you go like, okay,
because it's
well,
perfect. It's
yeah,
near
well,
perfect.
it's near. It's like as good as it can be. And even then, sometimes, if my stand up came on right now, I'd be like, okay, we can turn that off. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
see myself do
Well,
it.
in stand-up, I've always thought that this is what's really interesting about stand-up is that a huge component of stand-up is being self-deprecating, of acknowledging whatever your own folly is or whatever.
Right.
So you're supposed to be up there presenting like, I don't know, I'm just this regular goofball of a person and this is just what I think about things. But at the same time, you're supposed to be this entertainer and you're supposed to be kind of cool on some level. And it's a tough balance to get all that to where, and so much of it is just making all these people feel comfortable so that they can laugh.
Right.
You know, because that's the thing. Like you've seen comics where they immediately make you uncomfortable, and you're like, it doesn't matter what this guy's gonna say.
Yeah.
I just feel so bad for him right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think, thank God, with stand-up at least, probably with everything, but with stand-up, you know, the longer you're the one doing it, you start to feel more comfortable with all the elements of it,
Right.
with the performing and the writing and the, you know what I mean? But
I had the dream to do it when I was younger, and I didn't
Really?
have the nerve. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey,
I
boy.
never had the nerve. I was just like,
Probably too healthy for it.
I just want to see
probably
what this,
'cause
I love that was
You're
where
normal psychologically.
let me see what
There's
they,
so many different components to stand up, though. I think it's a psychology game, too, because you're reading the audience, you're reading everything
Well, see-
yourself, them.
by the way, what one of the reasons I brought this up was that last week when Sean and I were on Joe's thing, he talked about how I leaned into this one, but then he actually called me, and remember I worked on it.
Yes, I
with him.
remember. I remember this
So
time.
I don't have any of those, but I just want to see just
Oh,
2 more seconds
Christ.
of what this
I
is.
can't,
It's on
Tom.
my ass like, when are the new P150s coming in? I'm like, I don't know, Dwayne. My crystal balls, they're back. We got some news.
Okay, I kind
I
of see
can't.
it now. I see it now. I do.
it was dialed up a little bit.
It was dialed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, so what happened was
Stressful.
I called him because I was in Atlanta, and the other thing was I also had really high hopes. I was really excited that you were coming to read for Russ, and I like you already had the job, and then
Oh.
but you didn't.
But I didn't.
Because then I saw it and I was like, oh no, I don't know if this is going to work completely because I need that thing. I need that sort of relaxed vibe.
Grounded, yeah,
With
right.
this guy. And so then I called him and I said, would you be willing to come and work on it? And by the way, that's also really cool for somebody to just say, sure, I'll take time out of my day and not knowing if I'm going to get it.
And it's cool for someone to offer to work on it with
course.
you, more importantly.
Yeah, I think it's
I'd
cooler
say.
on your end.
Yeah.
Well, and what we did more than anything is, it's not like we were just practicing it all day. We were mostly just talking about it, like you said, just
Yeah.
talking about the character, talking about the movie, and it was really fun. And
You gave me this
And then-
note, by the way, during filming a few times too.
Which
Like,
one?
just like throw it away, chill
Yeah.
out, lean back, don't.
yeah,
Like you brought that up. I remember that a few times.
yeah, throw it away was always good for us.
Yeah.
Just let it get out there and don't,
But
just
I
let it come.
also, just so you know, told him this. I confessed that when I left this audition, this one that clearly was not what he was looking for, that I called my agent and I was like, I knocked that shit out of the park. I was
Hilarious.
I was like, I would be amazed if he doesn't
Isn't
say.
that funny?
Like, I swear
Well-
to you. And then he called me. He was like, he said, I remember. He goes, he didn't say it was perfect. He said that that you could maybe improve it. Like, he was so delicate. I was like, what are you saying? He said, could he call you? And I was like, yeah, he can call me.